provide a form of car sharing where we place cars all around a city. So in London currently we have well over 1,500 cars. We have vans too. People join online, they become a member of the club. We give them a card which enables them to access cars, but then they can book any specific car for any specific start and end time, walk up to the car, open it using either the card or our app, use the car as if they own it, and then return it back to their parking bay, back to this dedicated parking bay. And we're part of a company that's we also have operations in Spain, in Austria, soon Paris, and all over North America as well. And a similar model is also provided by City Car Club, and we have James here, who provides a very similar model of car sharing too. Now, crucially, I'm going to skip these ones. Crucially, what this provides people is a way of living their lives with a portfolio of travel options. In a city like London, where we're blessed with superb public transport, most people can get their daily commute done by public transport, maybe cycling. They can use walking and cycling for shorter journeys. They can use taxis occasionally or variations on a taxi theme. Then they occasionally will need a car, typically kind of to carry heavy loads or to get out of town, visiting family and so on. That's when they can use Zipcar. And for really long trips away from town over multiple days, then they might use a regular rental company like Avis Budget Group. What we've done over the course of, we did the prep work last year, but then this year, we've been engaging with London, with people like TfL, with the GLA, the Mayor's Office, and also London councils, is we've presented the evidence that shows how this form of car sharing changes people's behaviour in terms of how they get around and has the kind of positive impacts that TfL are looking for as they respond to the Roads Task Force. And so let's just remind ourselves what the challenge is. Currently, the way we use cars is contributing to dreadful air quality, which is damaging health. Congestion is harming the economy. And as we heard earlier, this is all set to get worse as the population grows and TfL actively reallocates space from cars to more segregated cycling and better public spaces for people. So something needs to be done. The evidence that we have from round-trip, back-to-base car club operations like City Car Club, indeed like eCar, and like ourselves, is that on a trip-by-trip basis, car club members behave very differently to car owners. When people own a car, they want to get their money's worth out of it. So they use it even when it's not sensible, indeed when it's irrational. But when people are having to actively book a car for specific trips and pay by the hour, they make much more rational, personal, economic decisions about that. The result is that for every car that we put out there for people in London to share, we effectively take 17 privately owned cars off of the streets. Also, people stop using the car so much for shorter trips. So when it comes to short journeys of less than 5 miles, car club members use the car 7 times less than the London norm. They use all forms of public transport. They're twice as likely to use public transport as are the regular Londoner, and indeed to cycle. And crucially, they don't use car club cars to commute to work. Of course, this would be financial nonsense, because you'd be paying for the whole day's rental of the car and the cost of parking. So there's no financial incentive to do so. They use public transport and they use cycling to get to work every day. So we believe that as TfL responds to the Roads Task Force, car clubs have a real role to play and are part of the solution, and we can help make London livable. The kinds of things we're proposing are that, first of all, to take car clubs from our current platform of early adopters to mainstream, then we need TfL to speak clearly and boldly about how good car clubs are because of the positive impacts they give us, and they should integrate us more closely with public transport. And the best way to visualize that is using your Oyster card to access a car club car. There should be positive behavioural incentive schemes put in place, such as a scrappage scheme. So not a scrappage scheme to buy another car, which is the one we had a few years ago in the wake of the financial crisis, but if you sell your car and evidence you don't buy another one, then you might have free membership of a car club, for example. And we've also brought the boroughs together to develop best practice policy guidelines in the areas of parking, planning conditions, marketing and promotion. And we'll be launching those on the 10th of July at a conference that we're running with the Mayor's Office.